we're gonna rank every Dark Souls 2 boss again, because I beat it again, or I finally beat every single boss. I finished Dark Souls 2 4 months ago, but I just didn't want to beat every boss. I couldn't. That game was so ass, I thought. My opinion has changed. It's not ass, it's actually okay. It's not anything special. It's still the worst Soulsborne game, but it's not super bad. Not as bad as I thought it was, at least. And another thing I did, I didn't just beat every boss, I 100%ed the game. I did every achievement, because why not? Also, I had to start all over again because my normal copy of Dark Souls 2 did not work, so I had to upgrade to the Scholar of the First Sin edition. So there was a few differences, but I don't think it was anything crazy. Boys, 100%. All achievements. You've unlocked all achievements. These two were the worst ones. All of the spell ones was really grindy. I had to beat the game on like New Game Plus 3 or something. I had to get to New Game Plus 3 at least to get some of these miracles. So we're gonna make a new tier list today. The Last Giant. Pretty decent first boss, so we're gonna place him. We're gonna place him at B. It's not bad. Pursuer, pretty easy. It is very telegraphed. I noticed he was a lot more present in the Scholar of the First Sin edition. Like every single boss, if you went back to any boss location, he was just there for some reason. It wasn't really that big of a problem. I'm gonna place him at high B tier. Dragon Rider. I think this is the first boss I fought in Dark Souls 2 the first time I played it, and it was a pretty good first boss for that. Pretty easy, but he's a little bit harder than these guys. But he's still a really good boss. Ornstein, he's at least above this one, but I don't think he's S tier. He's without his body, he's not really that great. But he's really cool though, so I'm gonna place him at high A tier. Flexile Sentry. I don't think it's anything special. It's not nearly as good as these, and it became like a common enemy at some point as well. You would bump into him at some points. He's either a low B tier or a high C tier. Ruin Sentinel. I remember the first time I fought these guys, I raged so hard. I thought it was so unfair, but I don't think I died once to them. My second playthrough weren't really that bad, so I'm gonna give him high A tier. Belfry Gargoyles, kind of a shit boss, to be honest. I'm gonna give it D tier actually. I would rather fight the Flexile Sentries than the Belfry Gargoyles again, because they're just boring. There's like 3 of them at the same time now, I think, instead of 2, but they have a little bit less HP, so it's not that bad. The Lost Sinner, he's a low A tier. He's better than the he's here. Only thing I didn't like about it was in New Game Plus he spawned in 2 like invader type enemies that threw fire. They only took like 2 hits to kill, so they weren't really that bad, but they could dodge attacks, and him just jumping up in the air all the time, making you lose your lock-on, was really annoying. So I'm just gonna place him at A. Skeleton Lords, I would rather fight the Skeleton Lords than the Belfry Gargoyles, to be completely honest, but they're basically the same. Executioner Chariot, his low D tier, was not anything good, was a lot of ads. It was just a gimmick boss battle that I didn't really care for. Covetous Demon, I'm gonna give it that because it's better than these, but it's not like at this level. It's a pretty easy boss. It just rolls around jumping on you and stuff like that, so it's a really easy boss. Mytha, I think that's how you say it. Mytha, high A tier, because I'd rather fight Mytha than all of this. I realized that you could burn like a windmill to like lower the poison, which is really nice. It's not a really hard boss, it's just a really cool boss. Smelter Demon, I think it's high B tier. It's not super cool. I don't like that every single giant has like a asshole face. It looks kind of goofy. Like, it's a really decent boss. It's just kind of easy. Old Iron King I liked. I'm gonna give him high A tier. I really liked Old Iron King. It's a good gimmick. Scorpioness. It's a pretty decent boss. I'd rather fight her over the Smelter Demon, but I don't think it's A tier either. I'm gonna give it B tier because it's just good boss. Royal Rat Authority, on the other hand, this was a terrible boss. I don't know what the fuck they smoked to make this. And when they made the Scholar of the First Sin edition, why the fuck did they keep it the same? This was the worst boss battle. Those small little rat bitches proccing poison in 2 hits, it's just crazy. I had to reset my run every single time they proc me with poison, which they did super easily. So yeah, this is a terrible boss. The chance of you actually dying to the main boss is so low compared to the 4 small bitches. And I was running a rapier build as well, so I just couldn't hit them. So I had to change my build. Prowling Magnus, it's just the same as this. It's just a lot of enemies at the same time. It's not anything crazy. I would put it above these. Actually, I would put it above all of these. It's kind of the same level. Duke's Dear Freya, it's a really good boss. I think I'm gonna put it low A tier because it's a really decent boss battle. It's better than these, and it's not better than these. It's a decent boss. Royal Rat Vanguard, it's the same as this. It's just a lot of enemies. I think you have to either kill a certain amount of enemies before the actual boss to spawn, or you have to survive a certain amount of time. I don't really know. But he spawns at some point, and it takes like a few hits instead. The Rotten, I'm gonna give high B tier because it's not as this level, but it's a decent boss. I had to fight him so many times to get to the Dranglake Castle or something like that, because I didn't want to kill all the bosses, so I just farmed him. Twin Dragon Rider, I'm gonna put in like middle B tier kind of, because it's a mid boss. It's just a dragon rider, but you put 2 of them at the same time. At least the one with the bow and arrow doesn't have that much HP, so you can easily just kill him off fast when he spawns in. Looking Glass Knight is a pretty good boss. Only thing I didn't like about him was him pushing me around with his shield. It's really annoying. Try to go for an attack and he just turns around and just pushes you away. I don't know if it's a feature, but it's annoying. So I'm gonna give it under Mytha, but it's a decent boss. Demon of Song. I think it's high C tier. Like, it's not at this level of okayness, but it's not at this level of meh-ness, if you know what I mean. It's a pretty easy boss. You can just stand to the right of her when she does an attack, and then when she finishes an attack, you just hit her before she covers up. So it's a pretty easy boss. Velstad. I think it's a low S tier. I don't think it's like, wow, crazy! But I don't think it's at this level either. So I think it's a low S tier. Really good boss. It's balanced pretty good. Guardian Dragon. I think we're gonna give high D tier. It's a really easy boss, except for the fact that every single time it spews fire down, you have to run away. And then when you try to run back, he just flies up into the air again. So it just drags it out. Ancient Dragon. I'm gonna put F tier, because it's a really shit boss, to be honest. It looks really cool. I managed to kill him on like 5 attempts because I cheesed him. If you stand between his toenails, you can just stand there and hit him, and he barely flies up into the air and does the 1-hit attack. Giant Lord. I mean, it's definitely better than the last giant. It's kind of the same, actually, now that I think about it. It just looks cooler, so I'm gonna put it at low B tier. The Dark Lurker. The boss itself is really cool. I really like the boss, but the runback is fucking crazy. I'm gonna put it at low C tier because of the shitty ass runback. First of all, you have to use a human effigy to actually get into the boss location, which is kind of a limited item. And then you have to kill 3 invader type enemies to be able to unlock like a fog wall that you can walk in. So yeah, it's really tedious to get back to the boss. The gang squad, the gank squad, whatever the fuck they're called. It's a pretty ass battle, to be honest. I'm gonna put it at high F tier. I managed to kill him by cheesing him, or cheesing them. Yeah, I watched a YouTube video on how to cheese them, and I found this crazy ass location where I could stand and they basically wouldn't attack you. Sometimes I fell down from the place, but I could just run back up again, so it wasn't that crazy. Elena is a really good DLC boss. I'm going high A tier because it summons enemies, and I don't really like that for a boss. Sin, I think that's the name. Sin. I remember first time I fought him, I didn't like him at all because he just did so many attacks. But now that I fought him again, I think I beat him on like 3 attempts. It's not a bad boss at all. It's still a dragon boss, so it's kind of annoying when he flies away all the time, but it's not like the worst one. So I'm gonna give high B tier for that. The blue Smelter Demon, it's the same, it just looks a little cooler because of the blue. I like blue more than red. So I'm going to put it there. It's the same, it just has more HP. But actually I'm going to give it lower because the runback of it is kind of ass. It's pretty dog shit. I managed to like lock in and actually learn the runback, so I didn't take any damage from the runback, but it's still a shit runback. Fume Knight, I'm gonna give high S tier because it's a really good boss. Only thing bad about it is the hitboxes sometimes are kind of ass. Sometimes he thrusts forward when you're behind him and he just hits you with some invisible hitbox that's on his back or something. Yeah, it's a really good boss overall. Sir Alone, it should be the final boss you fight in the Iron King DLC or whatever the fuck it's called. It's a really good boss. I like it. I don't know which one I like the more, if it's Sir Alone or Fume Knight. I love the design of them both. I'm gonna give Sir Alone higher because I like his arena more. Actually, I remember the run back for him. The boss itself is really good, the run back is terrible. So I'm gonna give high A tier for that actually. Ava the King's Pet, I think it's a good boss. I don't think it's bad. I'm gonna give, like, I'd rather fight Looking Glass Knight, but I think I'd rather fight Ava than Ruined Sentinel. So I'm gonna put it middle A tier. I don't think it's bad. I really like that you have to like do something to make her not be invisible. I really like that aspect of it. You actually have to explore before just rushing to the boss. This is terrible. It's the same, but it has 2 tigers. I managed to kill him on 3 attempts, I think, and that was just the boss attempts. The run back is terrible. You have to run for about 5 minutes to actually get to the boss battle, and on the way to the boss, randomly a snowstorm starts coming off, and you have to fight these elk things or moose things or horse things. I don't know what the fuck they are. They're kind of crazy. Their hitboxes are sometimes ass, they dodge your attacks, they fly into the air, shoot you and shit. So the chance of you dying to the boss is much lower than you dying on the way to the boss. I found the optimal route, so I did it. I think I did the run back like 6-7 times maybe. But yeah, the boss itself isn't really that bad. It's just the same as this, but it's 2 of them, and yeah, the run back is the only thing dragging it down to F tier. Burnt Ivory King. I don't know if it's under Fume Knight or not, because you know what? I like Ivory King. Actually, Ivory King himself is a really good boss battle, but I don't really like the thing you have to do in the start. You have to wait for your knights to freeze the portals and shit, because there's a lot of ads before you actually fight him. It's a decent boss, or it's a decent experience until you actually get to the boss, and it's fucking crazy. It's a really good boss. Vendrick is a pretty easy boss, at least when you have the souls. But his attacks are also super telegraphed, so it's easy to react to. I'm gonna give him low A tier because it's not anything crazy, it's just slow and easy to predict. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. I don't really have anything against this boss, but it's okay. I'm gonna give it B tier because I'd rather fight Vendrick than fight these guys. Nashandra, I don't really know if I like the design of the boss. I don't really like the boss itself because of the curse balls and all of that shit. I'm gonna give high C tier. I don't really like that boss. Same with this guy, high C tier. Aldea. Actually, I'd rather fight Aldea because it's easier. Aldea, you just wait for him to teleport, then you have to wait for his fire to go away, and then you like beat his ass. But this is the new tier list. Just tell me in the comment if there's anything you would change personally, but this is my new tier list. It's the complete tier list this time. That's all I have to say. I'll probably make start a stream where I do every single From Software games that I've played, just ranking every boss there, because it would be cool to see like where I would place Fume Knight if I have Nameless King on the tier list, for example. If it would still be S tier or if it would be A tier, or just moving them around based on the other games. I may look into that. May do a stream of that. So I don't know if I'll finish the Lies of P DLC. I don't really feel like doing it yet. I'm kind of burnt out from Souls games, to be honest. I don't really feel like finishing that game either, so I'll see what I'll do. I'll probably stream something, but I just gotta find out what. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. See you in the next one. Goodbye.
We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine. Yellow submarine. Yellow submarine.